have my Life Impact Diploma. I wrote it for you, obviously, why I'm here.
I had no idea that the day I walked into room A205, the first day of 7th grade, would have such an significant impact on me for years to come. I got along with my teachers in the past, but it was not until I met you that I realized how special a student-teacher bond could be.
Not only did you help me in middle school, but you have stuck with me through all the ups and downs of my dad's disease and even after that.
Your patience and understanding were important as I struggled to grasp some of the more challenging concepts.
And you are what we call a trusted adult. With your continuous support and effort to make students feel important within the classroom, you are a strong, independent, intelligent role model for all of your students, especially me.
You showed that you had your students' best interests at heart, and that really showed that you wanted to see all of your students succeed in your future.
Back when I was in 6th grade, I was an extremely quiet kid. However, you were the first to interpret this positively. You saw that I was a fan of learning regardless of my level of participation, and I have improved since, and I greatly appreciated your effort to understand who I was as an individual.
You showed me time and time again that even if problems seem impossible, there is always a way to think of it differently.
Walking into your class on the first day of school, I already knew that you would be one of my favorite and most influential teachers.
I did not realize how important you would truly become. So many memories came from that year that I remember even today, such as a field trip to a farm where I got to meet Mr. Wilbur as well.
I learned that a healthy life is one that achieves wellness. I made it a goal to achieve emotional, spiritual, intellectual, physical, and social wellness. I picked up healthier eating habits and took running up as a hobby. My sister and I began running the local road races and marathons as a result of your teachings.
I could say with everything that I know and have learned from you and your students that every single one of them has felt heard and respected by you.
In 9th grade, you told me to make a little box of fears I had about losing my dad. He fought long enough to see some of those stepping stones become a reality.
I remember the first completed short story I wrote in your class and the comment on the bottom. You said I would be a great writer one day, and that you would read the first book I published.
You became a person I could rely on when I had any troubles. You became a person I would be excited to tell a funny story to, and you became someone I could trust. Our gym class has some of the best memories throughout high school, and I'm glad I got to experience it.
Having you as my teacher at such a young age caused me to be curious, adventurous, confident, and kind, and you made it possible for me to be who I wanted to be by providing a safe place for me when I needed it, which is something that most people may not do. You always taught accountability and to follow our actions and see what consequences come.
Your patience and kindness was something that meant the world to me. Feeling seen and heard by a teacher for the first time changed everything for me.
There are so many memories from your class that I will never forget, such as how you let us grow butterflies, walk to the 99 for lunch, or how you would always make room in the schedule for story time, and my all-time favorite, the treasure chest.
I still have such vivid recollections of having multiplication contests with my classmates, my heart racing from the adrenaline of trying to say the number faster than my sister.
I remember coming down to your office for the first time in tears the day after I found out my dad was sick. I was terrified. I was a terrified little 8th grader, scared of all the unknowns when it came to my dad's diagnosis, but you calmed me down.
I hope we can get a teacher like you again to teach the benefits of wellness and wanting them to have a good life. You always talked about long-term happiness and short-term happiness. These kids are chasing only short-term happiness, and I was lucky to be taught what long-term happiness can look like and how to achieve it.
We both know I was and always will be very unique, so that takes approaching things in a unique way. But you never made me feel bad for being unique. Ever since sitting on that floor, I have never been afraid to be uniquely myself.
You have helped me and influenced me more than you will ever know, and I cannot thank you enough. Next year, I'll be attending Marymount College, pursuing a degree in social work with a concentration in criminal justice.
I'll be attending the University of Notre Dame for the 5-year architecture program, and I will definitely be finding time to read and log my books on Goodreads along the way. And I'm so thankful for this experience because I know I'm a stronger student because of it.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
After sitting in a class with you as my teacher, I can confidently say it was a gateway to math becoming my strongest subject, going even as having my major in college next year being focused on math. You became a part of the reason in choosing my future studies, and I will always be grateful.
Originally, I thought I just wanted to major in English for a different purpose, but you inspired me to consider a career in teaching.
I thank you, Miss Glennon. Thank you so much, and I will always look back on your teachings and appreciate you for what you did.
I'm forever grateful to have had you as a teacher and to still have you in my life today so many years later. Thank you for everything.
And you are much more to me than my guidance counselor and my soccer coach, but truly a friend that I hope to have for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Ms. Menard, for being such an amazing educator, and I hope that other students will find in you what I found.
I am now a huge nerd for math. I have such a deep understanding and love for math because I can always find different ways to approach problems. I may not have remembered much from 5th grade, but one thing I will always remember, and one nice thing I can always say about you, Miss Mahan, is that you were and always will be the best teacher in this room.
I hope that your personality and love for teaching and caring for kids never changes, because if you change my life, I know that there are other students just as grateful for you as I am.
I found this quote and I wanted to share it with you. Teachers who put relationships first don't just have students for 1 year. God. They have students who view them as their teacher for life.